Most of us think of hotels as a pause button on real life. You check in, drop your bag, and for a night or two, the room is yours. A controlled space, a keycard, a door that only opens when you tell it to. But some guests never make it to checkout. Their luggage stays, their beds are still made. And somewhere between the lobby and the locked door, the story slips out of sight. Tonight, we're opening a set of files where the mystery isn't a back alley or an empty highway. It's the one place that should be secure, a hotel room. This is Dark File Archive, and these are cases of guests who checked in and never checked out. In this episode, we're not chasing legends or urban myths. Every story begins with something very ordinary. A reservation number, a front desk signature, a keycard that activates at a specific time. On paper, hotels are some of the most monitored spaces in modern life. Cameras, access logs, staff on every floor. That's what makes these disappearances so strange. For privacy and respect, names and certain details have been changed or combined. What remains are the patterns, the timelines, the locked rooms, and the simple question of how someone can vanish inside a building designed to keep track of everyone. Our first file starts in a mid-range business hotel in the heart of a busy city. A man in his 40s arrives on a weekday afternoon with a carry-on and a laptop bag. Lobby cameras see him step through the revolving doors, check in at the front desk, and ride the elevator up alone. The reservation is for 2 nights, a conference attendee in town for meetings, nothing unusual. At 4:23 p.m., his keycard is used to open the door to his room for the first time. Housekeeping later remembers seeing him pass in the corridor, holding a takeout bag and nodding a hello. Around 7 p.m., a room service tray is delivered. The staff member leaves it outside as requested. From the hotel's perspective, the night is uneventful. There are no noise complaints, no calls from his room, no requests to the front desk. The next morning, conference staff notice he never arrives to sign in. Calls to his mobile go unanswered. By late afternoon, when he misses a scheduled presentation, a colleague alerts the hotel. Security goes up with a staff member. They knock, no answer. The keycard opens the door. Inside, the room looks almost untouched. The bed is still made, the suitcase is open but neatly packed. His laptop is on the desk, plugged in. His phone is beside it, still on the charger. The room service tray has been brought inside, the food half-eaten. The bathroom is dry, no damp towels, no shower recently used. The door log shows only one entry overnight, the initial entry when he first checked in. No one else used a master key. According to the records, the door never opened again. Security reviews the CCTV system. The lobby shows him arriving. The elevator camera records him going up. There is no footage of him coming back down, using the stairs, leaving through a side exit, or walking out of the building. Theories quickly form. One suggests a malfunction. Perhaps the door was opened but never logged, or a camera quietly failed. Another points to internal access. Staff with unrecorded keys, service corridors, back-of-house routes not covered by cameras. Others look at his life outside the hotel, wondering whether he planned to disappear and use the building as a convenient blank space in the timeline. But the physical facts remain hard to ignore. A room that looks like someone paused their evening, stepped out for a moment, and never stepped back in. Our next case takes us far from the city center, to a seaside resort where the lines between public and private are blurred by open balconies and ocean air. A solo traveler arrives for a long weekend. She checks in just before sunset, photographed on the lobby camera in a sun hat and travel clothes, smiling politely at the receptionist. Staff remember her asking about late-night access to the beach and the safety of walking alone. Her room is on an upper floor, facing the ocean. Keycard logs show her entering shortly after check-in, then leaving again around 8 p.m. Restaurant cameras capture her ordering a simple meal at the hotel bar, eating alone, and chatting briefly with the bartender about tourist spots. Close to 10 p.m., she appears again on a corridor camera, walking back to her room. She's carrying a bottle of water and a brochure. Nothing about her movements looks hurried or fearful. She unlocks her door, steps inside, and closes it. That's the last confirmed record of her. The next day, housekeeping assumes she's still sleeping in. A "Do Not Disturb" sign hangs on the handle until late morning, then disappears. By late afternoon, when she doesn't answer a courtesy call about a scheduled tour, Staff go up to check. The room is unlocked, but the latch from the inside is not engaged. Inside, her suitcase is partially unpacked. Clothes are laid out on a chair. Her passport and wallet are in the safe. Her phone is charging beside the bed. The balcony door is slightly open, curtains moving in the breeze. On the balcony floor are her sandals and a beach towel, folded but unused. The guardrail is solid high and shows no damage. Search teams focus on the surrounding shoreline, fearing a fall or a deliberate act. But no one on the beach that night recalls seeing or hearing anything. Cameras facing the pool and outdoor bar don't show her reappearing. Some argue she may have left the hotel by a route not monitored by CCTV, blending into nearby streets and simply choosing not to return. Others point to the valuables left in the room and the lack of any travel documents missing as signs that whatever happened was not planned. The balcony becomes a focal point of online speculation. Could someone have climbed up or entered from a neighboring room? Could a struggle have taken place silently in the middle of the night, unnoticed above the sound of waves and music from the bar? Official statements remain cautious, a missing person case with no confirmed crime scene. For her family, the last solid piece of evidence is a few seconds of corridor footage and an open balcony door. Our third file takes us to an airport hotel just off a major highway. It's the type of place people stay for a single night between flights, more functional than memorable. A guest checks in after a delayed arrival, clearly exhausted. Lobby cameras show him at the front desk, then dragging his suitcase into the elevator. He's on a one-night layover with a morning flight out. At 1:12 a.m., his keycard unlocks his room. At 1:27 a.m., the front desk logs a call from his extension. A brief complaint about muffled noises in the corridor, then a quick apology for bothering anyone and a promise to try to sleep. An hour later, cameras on his floor pick him up in the hallway. He's wearing the same clothes, barefoot and moving slowly, as if he's listening for the source of a sound. He pauses at several doors, leans close, then moves on. At one point, he looks directly at the camera, almost as if he's thinking about whether to go downstairs, then turns away. He disappears briefly at the far end of the corridor, where the stairwell door is located. The stairwell camera should have recorded him entering. It doesn't. There's no recording of him returning to his room either. By morning, he misses his shuttle to the airport. Staff try calling his room, no answer. When security opens the door, the chain latch is still on from the inside. They remove it with a tool. Inside, the room is empty. His luggage is at the foot of the bed. His boarding pass is printed and placed on the desk. The bed looks untouched, covers still smooth. The bathroom light is off, towels folded. The window is sealed and cannot be opened without special tools. There's no balcony, no adjoining door to another room, no sign he climbed out or moved furniture. Investigators check every exit route: stairwells, service elevators, staff corridors. No camera shows him leaving the floor or the building. Keycard logs show no further activity from his card, and no staff entries to his room before security forced the chain. Theories range from sleepwalking and confusion to a simple failure of the surveillance system. Was there a blind spot in the stairwell? Did a camera record over crucial footage before anyone realized he was missing? Without those images, all anyone has is a man who walked out into the hallway and somehow slipped between the lines of the hotel's layout. Our fourth file moves from modern glass and steel to a historic mountain hotel, a place known for its old-fashioned charm and creaking wooden floors. A couple checks in for a winter getaway. They post photos from the lobby, the view from their window, the antique fireplace in the lounge. Staff remember them as friendly and excited about nearby hiking trails. Their room is on an upper floor, near the end of a long hallway. Keycard data shows them entering and leaving together several times that first day, down to dinner, out to the terrace, back to the room. Late that night, a guest on the floor below calls the front desk to report heavy footsteps and what sounds like furniture being moved. A staff member goes up to listen, but by the time they reach the corridor, the noise has stopped. In the morning, the couple misses their included breakfast. Housekeeping assumes they're sleeping in after a long day. By noon, when they still haven't emerged and their car remains in the parking lot, staff decide to check. The door is locked from the outside, no chain engaged. Inside, the bed is unmade, as if someone had slept there. Two suitcases are open, clothes spread out. Their phones are on the bedside table, both on airplane mode. On the small table by the window, two mugs sit half full of cold tea. There is no sign of the couple. The window overlooks a steep drop down the mountain. It opens only partway and has intact safety latches. There are no marks on the sill, no disturbed snow on the slope below. Hotel staff search the building, lounges, terraces, storage rooms, even the attic. Local authorities extend the search to nearby trails, concerned that they might have gone for an early hike and gotten lost, but fresh snow makes tracking difficult. Digital records remain stubbornly simple. The door was last opened the previous night when they returned from the lounge. No one else unlocked it until staff did the next day. Some observers point to the age of the building and the possibility of forgotten service doors, old staircases, or walled-off passages that might provide alternate routes. Others believe the answer lies outside. A late-night walk, a misstep in the dark, a fall that the snow quietly concealed. But inside the hotel system, it looks like this couple went to their room, settled in, and then simply failed to exist beyond that point. Our final file returns to the city, to a boutique hotel converted from an old office building. A woman on a business trip checks in for a 3-night stay. She's assigned a corner suite on a high floor, accessible by both the main elevator and a small service elevator used by staff. On the first night, everything appears normal. She orders room service, answers emails, and uses her keycard to access the fitness room. Cameras show her moving confidently, comfortable in the space. On the second night, things change. Around 11:15 p.m., she is seen on the main elevator, riding up with two other guests. They get off on lower floors. She continues alone to her own. The corridor camera records her walking to her room, unlocking the door and going inside. About 20 minutes later, a different camera, this one in a back hallway rarely used by guests, records a brief glimpse of someone who looks like her, moving toward the service elevator. The figure has their head down, hair obscuring the face, and is wearing similar clothing. Because of the angle and low resolution, it's never confirmed that this is the same person. From this point, the digital trail fractures. The service elevator's internal camera was out of order that week. Keycard logs show no further activity on her door after she entered the room the first time. Her phone stops sending data shortly after midnight. By the next afternoon, when she misses a scheduled meeting, colleagues contact the hotel. Staff go to her room. There's no response. Inside, her suitcase is open. Documents are spread across the desk. A jacket is draped over a chair, as if she'd planned to go out and decided against it. The bed is unused. Her purse is missing, but her passport is still in the safe. No one matching her description appears on any exit camera. The side door to the alley, visible to a single camera, never records her leaving. Some investigators focus on the service elevator route. Behind guest floors, narrow service corridors connect housekeeping closets, laundry chutes, and a back stairwell. Could she have entered those spaces, intentionally or by mistake? Could someone familiar with the building have guided her there, out of view, in a way that bypassed normal surveillance? Others suggest a different angle, the possibility that the figure captured in the back hallway wasn't her at all, but someone dressed similarly, or even the result of faulty footage. Officially, the case remains open. Unofficially, the hotel quietly upgraded its camera system, added additional coverage near the service elevator, and changed staff access protocols. 5 files. 5 different hotels. 5 guests whose presence is confirmed by keycards, signatures, service logs, and whose absence leaves almost nothing behind. A business traveler whose room looks paused mid-evening, with no sign of exit. A beach guest who walks back to her room and vanishes somewhere between an open balcony and a closed door. An airport hotel guest who steps into the hallway and is never seen leaving the floor. A couple in a mountain hotel whose room tells a story of a night-in that never led to checkout. A woman in a boutique hotel who may have walked into the unseen spaces behind guest floors, or may never have left her room at all. In each case, the hotel's systems did what they were supposed to do. They tracked reservations, logged keycard entries, recorded movements on camera. Yet the most important moments, the final steps, the last decisions, seem to fall right between the gaps. Maybe the answers lie in simple failures, Cameras offline at the worst time, doors that didn't log correctly, human error in busy night shifts. Maybe some of these guests chose to disappear and used hotels as convenient places to leave their old lives behind. Or maybe modern buildings, for all their structure and order, still have more blind spots than we like to admit. Which of these hotel files lingers with you the most? And if you could see one unseen angle, one corridor, one stairwell, one hidden service door, which case would you focus on? This is Dark File Archive. If you want more real stories that feel impossible, consider subscribing and tell me in the comments what kind of case you want open next.